Olá pessoal, sejam bem-vindos a mais um Vlogmas. No vídeo de hoje, e um bocado inspirado no último episódio do Nos Livros e no episódio que eu estive a ouvir hoje do Livra-te, vamos basicamente reagir a reviews, uma estrela dos meus livros preferidos, basicamente. Am I ready? No, I'm not. Ok, temos aqui alguns. Ai, meu Deus, ok. Não estou pronta, estou a ver tipo os livros que estão aqui e não estou nada pronta para ler as reviews de uma estrela dos meus livros preferidos, ok. O primeiro que vamos ler é da Filha da Deusa da Lua. I'm not ready for this, ok. Did not finish. If I get seduced by one more beautiful book cover, I'll still end up buying it. However, this was one of the most disappointing, underwhelming books I've read in quite a while. To put it simply, a YA romance book masquerading as a fantasy novel. It was not. Não consigo perceber, mas isso é razão para dar uma estrela? Para não acabar de ler o livro? Tipo, ela não diz aqui nada de mal. Não diz assim nada assim muito extraordinário. Ok, esta foi assim bem soft. Esta é muito grande para ler, desculpem. Não vou ler coisas enormes. Testamentos. This was a horrendous debut and an incredible disappointment for a book so highly anticipated. It was not. It was one of my favorites of the year. The pacing was entirely off and the book suffered from telling over showing the entire time. People will forgive anything under the guise of diversity and own voices these days. A pretty cover and a Chinese myth retelling does not a good book make. E escrever esta frase bem. Ok, não concordo, malta, não concordo nada. Obviamente não concordo nada, porque o pacing do livro estava incrível, eu adorei. Se fosse isto sobre o segundo livro, eu percebia perfeitamente, porque o segundo livro morreu um bocado na praia. Mas o primeiro livro, malta, como assim? I can't even list a single thing I liked about this book. The pacing was atrocious. No, it was not. The main character was the biggest... Your name? Character I've ever seen. To the point where the prince falls in love with her the first time he fucking sees her. That's true, but what? What do you want? The book was 90% filler with the most stilted and awkward dialogue, and the plot was so rushed. It was not. I'm done with this. Agora vamos para Heartbones, Colleen Hoover. Vou tentar não ler 50 reviews de cada uma, ok? Vamos tentar ler só uma. Aquilo foi um momento que nós tivemos. Portanto, vamos ler o primeiro que aparece aqui do Heartbones. Colleen got me in the heartbone. Ok. I gave this a 1-star review because some people only look for negatives, no matter what they are, and those people would be missing out on a damn good book. Facto. I don't want them to miss it. This actually deserves a galaxy of stars just... Ok, esta pessoa... What? Eu acho que ia ler uma review de uma estrela. Esta pessoa só deu uma estrela que era para dar uma boa review a quem não gostou do livro. Ok, vamos passar à próxima. Alguém que esteja de facto a dizer mal do livro. Ok, uma pessoa diz: I wasted 4.5 hours of my time. The plot twist, tá entre aspas, was literally the stupidest... Ai, não consigo dizer algumas palavras, malta. Stupidest thing I've ever read in my life. Malta, a coisa mais estúpida que eu li na minha vida foi o teu username. Porque o teu username é péssimo, não vou dizer, porque... Não é? Mas... It's a joke. It is a joke. You're a joke. Oh no. I didn't like anything about Heartbones. Malta, o livro é tão bom, como assim? Bay is overly judgmental because of how judged she has been in her past. Tenho que aumentar a letra. I forgot. Fair. She has not had an easy life, and it's easier to lash out and push others away before you're excluded. It doesn't make her likable, though. It does! Eu gostei bué da personagem, como assim? Gostei bué das personagens. Ai, a Sal vai dizer mal do Samson. Eu vou berrar maximamente. Calma. There's something so obviously off about Sam's from the beginning. Someone who says they don't want to answer your questions until the end of your relationship because they would end the relationship is not someone you should continue to date. Malta, é um relacionamento de verão. Tipo, eles já sabiam que ia acabar. So, se ele não quer contar coisas até ao final do verão, por que ele não pode não contar coisas até ao final do verão? Não é uma relação a sério, é uma relação de verão. E estou a defender isto só, neste caso, não na vida real, malta. Na vida real não façam as coisas que fazem nos livros. Mas não me fez confusão nenhuma ele não querer responder às questões dela porque eles não tinham uma relação a sério. Era uma relação de verão. Yeah? Pronto. Get a life. Get a life. Vamos mudar de livro. Já estou estressada. Vamos a This Violent Delight, da Chloe Gong. I'm not ready for this. I am not ready for this. This was so disappointing. I was so hyped for this book based off the synopsis, but after finishing it, I just wish I could get those hours of my life back. Nothing grabbed me, not the characters, not the story, not the romance, and not even the writing itself and anything special to stick around for. The book is told from the perspectives of multiple different characters. Pois, multiple, já diz que são personagens diferentes, malta. We primarily follow Roma and Juliet, but other POV sections from other characters are mixed up in there as well. Unfortunately, these characters are for the most part either incredibly boring or irritating, and are all united by how one-dimensional they are. The one exception is Kathleen, who I found to be the most tolerable character by far. Malta, no. Because Roma is so bland and Juliet is kind of irritating, I wasn't that invested in their romance to begin with. This was not helped by the fact that they have absolutely no chemistry. What? You're saying Roma and Juliet have no chemistry. They go from 0 to 100 so fast all the time that it felt like I was watching an episode of Riverdale. Lastly, one other thing something I don't know how to say, was the way the characters spoke. When you're writing a historical novel, it's important to get the character voices right so that it doesn't take the reader out of the setting. I found this happened constantly during these Violent Delights because, sure, the characters sounded like they were from the 20s. It's just that they were off by about a century. It's your standard YA snark all the way down with little effort to fit the setting or time period. This combined with the fact that the author doesn't seem to have heard of the show don't tell rule made the book even harder to get through. So yeah, overall didn't like the book, not great, would not recommend. Eu não recomendaria que tu continuasses a respirar. Pronto, next. De ficar um bocadinho tensa aqui. Mas vamos lá. Vamos passar para o próximo, que é Clap When You Land, que foi um dos primeiros livros que eu favoritei na vida. Okay, algumas coisas eu confesso que já não me lembro deste livro, portanto vamos ver o que é que as pessoas dizem aqui. I could not finish this book. Isso é chocante. Isso é chocante. I literally cannot stand the thought of turning one more page. I am so disappointed with this book and it's coming out as rage. Oh não, como assim? I hate saying a novel is overhyped, but this one is not. E não é assim tão hyped quanto isso. Tipo, eu conheço imensa gente que nunca sequer ouviu falar deste livro. E o livro é muito bom. When I come across a highly acclaimed book, I usually set my expectations real low since it seems I'm less forgiving than most readers. This novel fell way below that low expectation. Wow. I scrolled through pages on pages of reviews so I could understand what people liked, and I've concluded the positive ratings are for individual components and not how they came together. I don't mind being the odd one out. This book had it all: corny writing, crappy ending, protracted single theme, uninteresting characters. I could go on. I was only able to finish it because it was written in verse, which made it quick read. Had it been in prose, I would have DNF'd it halfway through. Sorry? Sorry, girl? Leram mal o livro. Leram mal um livro. Ok, agora o livro que eu dei 5 estrelas mais recentemente foi o One by One da Ruth Ware. E vamos ver as reviews de uma estrela, porque eu não... Bored to tears! No way! No way! One by One is a thriller mystery about... Ok, isto é a contar a coisa. Issue 1. The number of characters and lack of development. There are too many characters. Ok, nessa parte eu até posso concordar que tem um bocadinho... É um pouco difícil entrar na história porque tem muitos personagens e muitos... Não tem muitos pontos de vista, são só 2. Mas tem muitos personagens e no início é difícil perceber quem é quem. Mas isso não é razão para dar uma estrela. Some of the characters just fall off and are barely mentioned again, while others play a more prominent role. Some are only distinguished by hair color. Others have to distinguish qualities or features. What the fuck? Most of the characters are winning and entitled, and I was hoping they would all die. Issue. The killer. It was too obvious from the start who the killer is. I don't think so. Eu tinha as minhas dúvidas a partir de certa altura, e a partir de certa altura já tornou-se um bocado óbvio, mas desde o início, não de todo. I was hoping I was wrong and that there would be a twist, but no. I thought about DNFing due to my boredom, but the possibility of a twist kept me going. I was sorely disappointed. I'm disappointed with you. Issue number 5, the ending. The ski chase showdown between the killer and the protagonist had me laughing inappropriately. Why are you laughing, girl? Why are you laughing? Why? A personagem principal estava a ser perseguida pelo assassino que, com uma perna partida, nos skis, perna não, um tornozelo. E eu acho isto engraçado. Achas engraçado? You have problems. You need therapy. After the killer has been identified and taken care of, the book continues to drag on. I didn't get the final pages. Why? Was the introduction of Chun supposed to mean anything sinister? I get the significance, but seriously, this is how the book ends? Pointless. No, it's not. No, it's not. Ok. Eu não acredito. Eu pus este livro aqui e achar que não ia haver reviews negativas. Yeah. É o 4º volume do Heartstopper, como é cá. Reviews de uma estrela! I thought I would like this series since it is really popular right now. That unfortunately wasn't the case. I don't know if I hate romance or if I hate this book. Este livro quase não tem nada de romance, ok? É o 4º volume, é o livro mais depressivo, menos romântico de todos. Titled Heartstopper. No! This should be called They Kiss All the Time. Oh my god, I was over it. That was all they did. Sorry, what? Lemos o mesmo livro? I don't want to read a romance book again for a long time after finishing this. Eu também acho que não deves. Deves desistir desta carreira. The Heartstopper series was too mushy and boring for me. What? Disse ninguém nunca. Nunca. The plot was lacking. The characters had no depth. The only depth they had was that they were gay. No. Nick and Charlie's interactions were the same thing over and over and again. Kiss, hug, deliver a cringe line, blush, repeat. If the main characters were hetero, I know for sure this series will be hated on. I want to see gay characters represented in a more deep and complex way. I hate to say it, but it feels like books get hyped just because the characters are gay. Malta, como é que pode ser mais deep e complexo do que todo o tema do 4º livro? Se ela comentasse isto no 1º livro, eu até, pronto, dava aquela dúvida, né? o benefício da dúvida. Agora no quarto livro. Ok, próximo livro é As Mulheres Douradas, da Namira Forna, que eu adorei, foi um dos meus preferidos do ano passado. Ok, this was a fast-paced and diverse, which is cool, but oh my god, I have so many issues with this. A shame considering I was pretty excited about this one, as you should, because it's amazing. This was supposed to be about female empowerment, but honestly, not a single independent thought was going on in these girls' brains. I was also frequently confused by the female friendships in this one. Like, they're supposed to be supportive of each other, but Decca's friends were constantly described as being fearful of what she was becoming or having digits in their eyes. Obviously, malta, tipo... Assim, para começar, elas não eram, tipo, todas bué amigas. Tipo, ok, elas são bué amigas no início, mas é tipo aquela cena quando, tipo... Quando as pessoas são preconceituosas e descobrem que a melhor amiga tem essa característica que faz dela preconceituosa e deixam de se querer dar com essa pessoa. As amigas dela descobriram que ela tinha sangue dourado e, pronto, não era humana como elas. Obviamente deixaram de, tipo, como elas tinham esse preconceito, deixaram de estar com ela, tipo... It's just life. It's just real life. E ela acha isso estranho. Esta vai doer. Esta vai doer. Porque esta é The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Worst read of the decade. What the hell? Well, I never thought I'd see the day where I didn't fall in love with a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. But here we are. I'm sure I'll be the black sheep on this and I'll never understand why. I hated this book and I say that very, very frankly. I hated every single character with the exception of maybe one, but even he turned out to be a huge disappointment eventually. The plot was both simplistic, yet beyond difficult to believe. No, it was not. Contrived and cookie cutter are also words that come to mind and will only make sense if you read it. No spoilers here. One major plot point had me eye-rolling so hard I was convinced I would have a stroke. I also really disliked the main romance. No way! No way! No way! No way! I felt there was a huge double standard in how this relationship was portrayed based on the genders of the characters involved. This great love, com aspas, was abusive, emotionally draining, and not what love is in my opinion. Ok, lamento informar, mas na vida real é assim. Muitas das vezes é assim. I don't get the hype. We so often find ourselves praising storytellers when in fact we just need some good hacking writers. Não. Não disseste isso sobre a Taylor Jenkins Reid? You did not? I'm canceling you. How? How can I report this review? Bom, malta. Depois deste vídeo vou ali tomar um banho gelado e depois volto. Quando tiver os pensamentos em ordem. Mas sim, pronto, foi um vídeo um bocado diferente, nunca fiz isto. Eu queria fazer uma cena mais tipo tentar adivinhar que livro é que estavam a falar, mas precisava de outra pessoa para isso e então não dava muito aqui para esta kinda pressa que temos para que o vídeo saia hoje. Então sim, espero que tenham gostado. Se gostaram, deixem o vosso like, subscrevam o canal, ativem o sininho e digam-me se vocês já leram reviews, uma estrela dos vossos livros preferidos. Se não fizeram, não façam. É isso, espero que tenham gostado e vemos no próximo vídeo. Bye!